It all started in a quiet office in Palo Alto, late one evening. Elon Musk, known for his bold business moves and futuristic ideas, was reviewing his investments in Tesla, SpaceX, and a few lesser-known startups. But something unusual caught the eye of a young financial analyst working nearby, a tiny, almost secretive note tucked into one of Musk's old ledgers. The note wasn't about rockets or electric cars. It hinted at a personal investment strategy Musk had been using quietly for years, one that involved turning small, overlooked opportunities into massive profits. The analyst couldn't believe it. While the world focused on Musk's headline-making ventures, there was a whole hidden layer of his financial genius that no one talked about. As the analyst tried to follow the trail, he realized this wasn't something public or obvious. It was subtle, patient, and almost invisible, like Musk had been quietly building a separate fortune, one that relied on timing, research, and intuition rather than publicity. The question now was, what exactly was this secret strategy, and could anyone else replicate it? If you want, I can immediately draft parts 2 to 6 so the story unfolds fully, with suspense and shocking reveals in each part, keeping it realistic and high stakes. The analyst dug deeper into Musk's activities and a pattern started to emerge. Unlike most billionaires, who relied on large, flashy investments, Musk often made tiny, calculated moves in industries others overlooked. These weren't the headline-grabbing deals in electric cars or space rockets. They were small, seemingly insignificant investments that quietly grew over time. One example stood out: a barely known AI startup that had struggled for years. While the tech world ignored it, Musk had quietly bought a modest stake when the company was nearly bankrupt. Within 3 years, the startup developed a revolutionary algorithm that attracted massive attention, and Musk's small investment multiplied dozens of times over. The key, the analyst realized, was Musk's ability to spot hidden potential before anyone else. He didn't rush into trends. He studied, observed, and waited for the perfect moment to act. It was patience combined with precision, a method almost no one else had the discipline to follow. But this raised another question. How did Musk even find these hidden opportunities when the rest of the world didn't notice them? The answer lay in Musk's little-known habit. He had built a secret network of experts, researchers, and insiders, people who would quietly feed him information about emerging technologies, failing startups, and overlooked industries. It wasn't public knowledge. These connections were scattered across universities, private labs, and even obscure online forums. Through this network, Musk could spot opportunities long before anyone else. A small breakthrough in energy storage, a barely noticed software patent, or a hidden market trend, these were the kinds of signals his team tracked meticulously. Musk didn't just invest. He created a feedback loop that allowed him to see the invisible patterns others missed. What shocked the analyst most was how little risk Musk took publicly. While the world saw him as a bold, sometimes reckless entrepreneur, many of his behind-the-scenes moves were carefully calculated to minimize exposure. His secret strategy wasn't about luck, it was about preparation, foresight, and having access to information that almost no one else could get. But even with all this knowledge, Musk had one final trick that amplified his profits, something so subtle, it was almost genius. This was the part that made Musk's strategy almost untouchable. It wasn't just about knowing what to invest in, it was knowing exactly when to act. Unlike most investors who reacted to trends after they became obvious, Musk seemed to ride invisible waves of opportunity. For example, in one case, he quietly acquired a stake in a battery technology company months before the energy storage market exploded. No press releases, no hype, just a small, strategic move that would later make him millions as the industry boomed. The public only noticed after the profits had already been made. The analyst realized this timing wasn't random. Musk studied patterns in technology adoption, market sentiment, and even human behavior. He had a near-scientific approach to predicting which small opportunities would explode next, long before mainstream investors even realized they existed. It was this combination of patience, secret networks, and perfect timing that created the hidden multiplier effect in Musk's wealth, a multiplier that most people could never see coming. Yet, even this wasn't the full picture. There was one last element that made his strategy nearly untouchable, a psychological secret that allowed him to make fearless decisions when others hesitated. The final, hidden piece of Musk's secret money strategy wasn't a spreadsheet, a startup, or even insider knowledge, it was his mindset. Unlike most investors, Musk didn't let fear or doubt dictate his decisions. While others panicked during market dips or hesitated on risky opportunities, Musk treated calculated risks like experiments. He accepted the possibility of failure, learned from it, and moved forward. The analyst discovered that Musk approached investments like a game of chess. He didn't just think about the immediate move, he visualized the ripple effects years down the line. Every decision had a purpose, and he didn't let short-term losses cloud the long-term vision. This psychological edge gave him the courage to act when everyone else froze. It was almost paradoxical. By embracing uncertainty, Musk turned what terrified most people into an advantage. Small stakes in obscure companies, timing invisible market waves, and a fearless mindset combined to create a system that quietly multiplied his wealth beyond imagination, without anyone outside his circle ever noticing. The analyst realized something astonishing. Anyone could theoretically adopt pieces of Musk's strategy, but few had the patience, network, and mindset to pull it off. It wasn't luck, it was a rare combination of vision, research, timing, and fearlessness. Yet, even after uncovering all this, the analyst stumbled upon one final, jaw-dropping secret, something Musk had kept hidden from even his closest advisors. The analyst's jaw dropped when he uncovered Musk's final, most astonishing secret. It wasn't a startup, a stock, or even a timing trick, it was a system of reinvestment and leverage so subtle, almost no one noticed it. Musk didn't just make profits, he recycled every small gain into new, hidden opportunities almost immediately. Each success became the seed for the next, creating a chain reaction that compounded quietly over time. Unlike most investors who celebrated gains and paused, Musk's invisible multiplier worked silently, accelerating his wealth without headlines or public attention. Even more shocking, some of these moves were in completely overlooked markets, places most people would never think to invest in. By combining hidden networks, precise timing, fearless decision-making, and this reinvestment multiplier, Musk had created a self-sustaining engine of wealth growth. The analyst realized the truth. This was why Elon Musk seemed untouchable. While everyone focused on his public ventures, the real engine of his fortune was operating quietly in the shadows, a strategy so simple, yet so disciplined, that it gave him an almost unfair advantage over the rest of the world. The lesson was clear. Extraordinary wealth isn't just about bold ideas, it's about seeing what others don't, acting when others hesitate, and letting compounding do the work. Musk's secret wasn't just in what he did. It was in how he thought, prepared, and multiplied quietly while the world watched the headlines. And with that final realization, the analyst understood something even more important. The real secret to Musk's strategy wasn't money at all. It was mastery of the invisible rules of opportunity.